Sam, welcome to HUGZ. Sam, today we're getting into Avatar, The Last Airbender, the last episode.
The last Airbender.
Last we left off. This is an emotional one. Like, we were watching the last episode, and it was really good, and we were already talking about the fact that we've been pushing this off. We've been trying to hold off ending the show because we love this show so much. It's one of the ones that, like, we get most excited to watch, I think.
I know.
That's just so innocent. There's just something about it.
This has been by far one of the favorite series that we've reacted to.
I would say, like, it's one of my favorite we've reacted to, even though it's not, like, my favorite show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason I love My Hero and Attack on Titan. It's, like, for, like, the writing or, like, the scenes. I don't know what it is about Avatar. I just really enjoy watching it. Like, it's just a fun, like, it makes me happy to watch it.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't even matter what the episodes are about.
It's, like, easy to watch, too. Yeah. It's easy to react to. It's, like...
There's not, like, you're not sitting there constantly trying to break down, like, every frame of what's happening in the show to be like, this is going to be on the test.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying about that.
It's like a palate cleanser, but it's also like the more we've watched, the more intense it is, and the more it's like, holy crap,
because it wasn't innocent.
Down, you know,
it felt like a very innocent show early on, and then it kind of snowballed into this thing that it's like we didn't even really recognize that it had become this intense show that has these moments. Like the last episode, you could put that up against a lot. Yeah. The battle scene, the Agni Kai between
the use of the sound.
Yeah.
The use of the absence of sound plus the music,
and the coloration and just the style they shot it in. It was just so beautiful. It reminds me of like it's in no way close to, but the Battle of the Boltons or whatever it is. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's from Game of Thrones. Yeah. But it's the battle scene where like Jon Snow's fighting and you see all the horses and it's like if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like one of those just amazing moments in a show where you're just like, wow, this transcends what we've seen before. Right. And it was really cool. And it's stuff like that that makes Avatar kind of stand out. I can never put it in a box. I can never be like, it's this type of show. Yeah. But the one thing that really made me want to watch Avatar in the beginning, and I've talked about this on our Discord, and I believe even on Patreon, I may have even talked about it in the very first episode that we did. But I wanted to watch this series because my dad was a huge fan of this series. He was like a nut for it. Like, he watched all the episodes. He knew all the characters. He'd seen it multiple times. And that's why I had seen, like, the show or knew some of the characters just from, him having watched it. And I'd always wanted to watch the show, especially for the channel, because he used to also watch the channel. If y'all didn't know, my father passed away. So watching this show is kind of like a way to connect to him, because I know it was like one of his favorite shows of all time, that he really enjoyed the show. So it's kind of like bittersweet at the ending again. It's not just like we're losing the show, but it's also like that connection, that bond for me personally, to like be enjoying something that my dad enjoyed so much.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. But it's cool. I've really enjoyed watching it. And I'm happy to see Korra. I'm really excited because originally we weren't sure if we were going to watch Avatar prior to watching Korra. But because of my dad's connection to it and everything, I was like, let's do this. And there was quite a few people that wanted to see us do Avatar anyway. Yeah. But I am excited to move on. I am excited to see Korra. I do not know how they're going to end the show. I feel like there's so much in the air right now. Zuko's hurt. Aang's like defending inside of a meatball against Ozai. It's like...
And he's like so torn, like whether he should kill, because like he had the opportunity,
Because this is a regular length episode, right? Yeah, it's 24 minutes. Dang. So it's like, I don't know how they can finish all of this off. And because at the end of every final episode, they have to give us a little like few minutes of... This is how everything turns out. This is normally they do. If they don't, I'll actually be kind of sad.
Yeah, and if the episode literally ends like Aang dies or something, I'll be like,
just be like devastated. Like, how did this show end?
And then if that really ends, everybody who knows it ends is laughing at me right now.
But I'm just saying, like, normally it's like they have it a little bit wrapped up, that penultimate episode, and then the final episode just like smooths everything over.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they're still in a lot of trouble. There's still a lot of stuff going on.
Too, yeah. There's just so much going on. Also, like, the title is Avatar Aang.
Which
and
is
like
epic.
and the more that I don't think we've ever actually said Avatar Aang or saw Avatar Aang. Like, but it's like Avatar Roku. Like, we called the avatars Avatar
By
their name, and it's like to just see Avatar Aang and hear it just
title.
It seems so like, you know, official.
It's a big deal. It's like a big boy thing.
Yeah,
it's like he's all grown up.
Oh my gosh, like it just makes me, I'm like proud of him even though he's not even real.
Nah. It's real.
That's so weird.
It's like when you read a good book or anything like that, like you get lost in that world, you get
I know.
attached to those characters, and then whenever
it's over, it's
just
like
over.
you're
just gone.
I'm going to freaking mourn this show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I'm hoping that Korra will be like a nice transition. It'll be like smooth, and we'll still like feel the same vibe and whatever. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, Sozin Comet Part 4.
I'm not ready.
Let's jump into
I am not ready. Okay, I'm ready.
See what's going down. Hey guys, a lot of these anime reactions will be getting blocked, so make sure to go down to the description for a reaction link, or you can watch a full version over on Patreon. Show me something.
Okay, well that was amazing.
Wow.
I'm actually extremely happy with that ending.
I'm happy with that. I wish I would see like a little bit of like what happens next. You know what I mean? Like,
so
how
Korra
their lives
happens
unfold.
a couple avatars after.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure people have like told us.
I don't remember.
But I try to like avoid comments about it just because I don't want to get spoiled the next time. But anyway, we have the discs for Korra.
Yes. Shout out Ninja Hunter.
Shout out to Ninja Hunter. And we are going to start that
next week.
Like next week, yeah.
No.
It will immediately replace Avatar. Yeah. It won't replace it in my heart though. Just kidding.
That was a good ending.
It was a really good ending. I'm very satisfied.
I was happy that they locked up Azula, and I didn't know that he could like take his power like that.
Yeah, I didn't
either.
That was
awesome.
Well, because whenever I was listing off the 3 options, I didn't know that was one, because I would have said that is the perfect option.
That was great. That was really good.
Yeah.
His avatar state, knowing all 4 forms, was absolutely phenomenal. Like AJ Styles phenomenal.
And it was like straight up like undefeatable.
Yeah.
Like whenever everything was turning red, he was taking over Aang, that concerned me because I was like, oh snap, Aang's about to freaking die. But the way that it was like slowly closing around his eye, I was like, he's about to avatar up again.
Avatar up.
And like freaking
I didn't know getting bumped up off a rock would activate his avatar state.
I know. I didn't
I was thinking lightning. Like if he got hit by the lightning because she like attacked him. You know, like it would redirect
we saw that
and do
happen
whatever.
where he took the lightning in, and I was thinking maybe that's
no,
gonna
he's
happen.
like, oops, I bumped a rock and I can turn into the avatar again.
But I wonder how that activated.
It was like a Lego. It just like went into the right piece.
I guess.
And then he was just like, oh.
Yeah, it was kind of strange how they decided to do that with the rock poking into him.
Oh, it's the opinion of the avatar.
Mm-hmm. And I like cinnamon rolls.
And I like cinnamon. Wow. I'm trying to like unpack everything in my mind. I love the imagery of like all of the nations together, all showing like, Haru and the Duke and like all these other people from different parts of the story back together again.
Yeah.
And then all the nations there. I say nations, but like all the different representative groups are there to see the coronation, and also how Zuko and Aang are much like Roku and Sozin, and it's just so cool, like how everything's connected, everything's circular, everything is 2 sides of the same coin. It worked out almost exactly how I wanted it to work out from the beginning.
Everything that we were like questioning, I think, was either resolved or mentioned. Like everything we wanted, I guess. So like we had freaking He mentioned his mom to the dad.
Yeah.
He said, "Where's my mom?" Yeah, though we don't know yet.
We didn't get
An
any
answer.
kind of closing on that.
Exactly.
Kind of
We
closure.
had Katara and Aang kiss, which kind of confirms to me that
Also
they get
great
together.
ending.
Which also my thing is like if Korra's after this, maybe if there's Airbenders, we'll know that Aang and Katara, like maybe that'll,
Kids.
maybe
or
that
that
will
Aang
tell
had kids
us.
in general.
Yeah. But maybe there'll be like something and they're saying that they got together or married or whatever.
What I'm kind of hoping for, so there's a few things I want to talk about. Korra is an avatar, right?
Yeah, Korra is an
So she will potentially talk to Aang then, right? Like Aang.
That's what I was thinking. Like, will we get to see her talk to Aang? That's why I'm like wondering if it happens after or before. But I think that if it would have happened before, we would have seen.
Yeah,
maybe.
No, I remember people saying it happened after. I just don't remember how long after.
Right.
It happens. Also, I saw at least part of a live action movie that was like based off of I think the Koizilla episode is what that was. Because like I didn't know at the time what that was until like after the fact, and then I was like, oh yeah, that was from that movie. But I think there's gonna be a live action show.
Yeah, so the makers of this are making a live action.
Is it like
show.
a Netflix show or like what is it?
I think it's on Netflix, yeah, because that's like a meme that like anything that's put on Netflix, it's like garbage or whatever. But people were like actually really like optimistic about it because
it's the actual makers, right?
Makers, yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's a like complete remake of the cartoon, or like how they're gonna do it.
If they're just gonna like do live action like word for word or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
or if it's going to be like a continuation from this point.
I don't know. That would be kind of like cool, but it's like I wonder at this point like what they would live action, what they would make. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Or if they start like and do like all of them and then just add little pieces in. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like more detailed or.
I'm just excited to see more from this world though.
Yes.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I knew that they were having that other show. There was another one too. Doesn't Full Metal have a live show?
Yeah, people said it's trash though. I think
it's not good.
I think it's a movie. People said.
Well, there was a movie, but I thought they were making a live action show.
I don't
like
know.
An actual show. There's a lot of these that people are making shows over again. But anyway, I would be interested in checking that out at minimum. I'd also like to watch a movie, because like I said, I remember parts of it from the live action movie or whatever. All I remember is like I don't remember anything with her being the moon or anything like that. I don't know if that was in the movie, but I remember like them attacking that place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember him turning into like a Koizilla thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I just remember I remember them attacking.
I mean, even if it's bad or whatever, I want to see it just to form my own opinion.
I heard it was bad.
Yeah, I want to form my own opinion. I like to do that, because sometimes I think things are great when everybody thinks they're terrible.
A lot of things that people think are bad, I think are funny.
Yeah.
Like I'll enjoy it just for the fact that it is bad.
Yeah.
I like watching cheesy like B horror movies and stuff like that.
But anyway,
anything Avatar I'd be into.
Back to like the list I was making of like things that we got resolved on. So we have
like 10 bunny trails again.
Yeah. We had friggin' he's the king now, the Fire King, Fire Lord. Yeah, whatever his name is or whatever. Yeah. So that's like something that we've wanted from like day one. They're friends, which has happened like pretty much all of book 3 now, but that's something that we wanted from day one, was them to be like all close and stuff. So then like freaking Katara and Sokka and the dad are all together and happy, and I'm just so happy.
The one thing that I always thought was weird was that extra flip of Zuko. But I understood it more later on because he finally got what he wanted from his dad and saw that's not what he wanted. Right. So at the time, I was like, I don't get why he did that. Like, he finally decided to do the right thing. But, like, in hindsight, now knowing what I know, him having that additional time to actually be at his father's right hand, not only did it show him, like, this is not the destiny I truly wanted, but also is what gave them the information about his father wanting to...
Right.
Destroy
well, it's
everything.
also what turned Naira against. Like it's what happened when like that's when he's turned against Iroh too.
Yeah.
So it's like that whole thing with Iroh wouldn't have happened.
And then like a redemption arc.
Exactly. And then it just at the time I remember in that reaction video I was like, that's just bad acting if he ends up being good, or that's just bad writing. That's bad writing if he ends up being good at this point. But it wasn't, you know, it was perfect, and it's like
hindsight's 2020.
Never doubt the writing of greatness.
The other thing that I think is kind of weird is Azula's turn in the end here was kind of like 0 to 100 crazy.
Yeah.
She went from like this very headstrong, driven A-type, like just badass. You know what I mean?
Fearless and
yeah, exactly. Like cold-blooded, exactly. To this paranoid, psychotic, like just laughing, like scream laughing, like the Joker. It was very weird. I think she
always was like fed off of other people, like in their like approval, I guess, and their like
guidance.
Yeah, and so like whenever her friends, who she was like, I don't know, she did some things throughout the show that was kind of like, you see that I did that, and it was kind of like she did it to show off and be cool and stuff.
She had guardrails.
Yeah, whenever they left her, she was like, oh my gosh, you know, and then her dad did that whole thing where he's like, you know, you're now this, you know, the Fire Lord, and I'm the Phoenix King, and kind of just left her
to her own devices.
To her own, and it was kind of like, to me, it almost seemed like everyone that she was like showing off to or doing everything for just kind of was like, peace out, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's the paranoia set in because like the Dai Li, she had scared into following her, and then she was like too paranoid to even trust them.
Yeah. And they were like, and they like got up, they like hesitated, and they went, and then they just walked away, and I was like,
but it was just weird how she went 0 to 100.
And those older ladies, Lee and Lo or whatever, like they had been by her side the whole time, you know, and she even turned against one of them, both of them, whatever. And
everything else though I thought was great. Like, and not to say that wasn't great. I'm just saying that threw me off how she just went off the deep end so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because like I can put myself in her shoes and a little bit. I'm not crazy, but and kind of be like, I understand why she went off the deep end, knowing that her friends turned their back on her. She kind of, I guess, like lost purpose for why she was even doing what she was doing.
But they also put a lot of pressure on her by saying like, you're the Fire Lord now, you need to defend the people, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
she had like all that pressure, and she just, you know, had everybody that she really was like around.
I think it was also, she was always in her father's shadow.
And I also
And then all of a sudden she was just like thrown into the spotlight.
Right. And I also think that the fact that Zuko was actually defending himself against her, I think that set her off even more, because she's
they had had some battles already though, and she hadn't gone crazy.
But he was actually defeating her. He was like,
and he was doing it
calmly, and yeah, and I think that's what was setting her off more. Like how am I not greater than you? You know what I'm saying? Like I try to put I can see how she went off the deep end.
I mean, I definitely get it. I'm just saying it was like quick.
It was quick.
It was 0 to 100. Like 2 episodes, she went nuts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else.
She freaking cutting her hair off, and like, well, you know, she freaking told everybody to peace out, and she's like, she was getting pampered, and then she didn't even have nobody to fix her hair because she told them all to leave. Crazy.
The other thing too is I would totally watch a spin-off show of the Order of the White Lotus.
Oh yeah.
Just the fact that it's like all these dudes that are like an elite squad of like all these people that are the best of the best at different things. They're like old masters. It's just really a cool idea.
Yeah,
I would love to see more of that. I would totally watch an entire show based off of that.
Yeah. I would too. That'd be legit.
Pretty legit.
I freaking loved Aang at the end, by the way.
Toph didn't get resolution with her parents. That made me kind of sad.
Oh yeah, that is true. Her parents weren't there, were they?
Not that I saw. It was the people from the rock, like, underground fighting.
Yeah.
The Boulder and that other guy.
Yeah.
But not her parents.
Yeah.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, because you could tell throughout she really wanted her mom.
Well, that's how she got tricked earlier. She thought her mom was going to be...
Yeah.
I don't remember where that was. Was that in Amashu or Basingsei? It was in one of them.
I think it was in Omashu. Yeah.
But either way, she really wanted to reconnect with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt kind of bad at the end there with that. I'm trying to think of what else wasn't resolved or anything else that I had really wanted throughout the show.
I don't know.
Sokka and Suki, that was cool. Ty Lee joining the Kyoshi Warriors was really cool.
Yeah, friggin' May and
Zuko
was friggin'.
That was pretty legit.
Hey, don't ever break up with me again. Hey, you know.
I'm happy with everything.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. Like, I'm not as sad as I thought I would be about it ending. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like at peace.
Yeah.
But on that note, I gotta pee, so we're gonna go.
Well, let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. Like it if you did, sub if you don't already. Shout out to our patrons watching the full and early reactions up on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. You really don't know what it means. It means the world. And we'll be back with more videos soon. Not Avatar, but Korra. We love you guys.
Bye.